Hello everyone, this is Professor Maciel Moya Chavez. Today I'm going to explain to you the expressions used to and used for to express the function of technology devices and tools. Now let's see the first example. We have, what do you use the TV screen for? It's used to watch videos on YouTube. Now let's see the next example. Now let's see the next example. We have there, what do you use the TV screen for? It's used for watching series on Netflix. Now let's see the two answers together. We have there, it's used for watching and it's used to watch. So on the first answer, we're using for and watching with ing. And on the second answer, we're using to and watch in a simple form. So on the first, we have for watching, and on the second, to watch. Question: are the two forms correct? Well, let me tell you that yes, we can use the two forms to tell the function of something. So in this chart, I'm going to summarize you how to say the function of a technological device or an object using used to or used for. Well, so we say used plus an infinitive, that is used plus to plus a verb. The verb has to be in simple form. For example, used to communicate with people. Or we may say used plus a gerund. That is used plus a verb that ends in ing. For instance, used for communicating with people. So let's see how to say the use of a cell phone. Using an infinitive, we say the cell phone is used to communicate with people. Let's see the other example. The cell phone is used for communicating with people. So the two sentences have a different structure, but they mean the same. So you can use either way to state the use of something. Some details that we have to keep in mind, that is when we are describing the function of a singular noun or a plural noun. So in this case, if we have one cell phone, we're going to use the verb is. If we are talking about several cell phones, we're going to use are. For instance, the cell phone is used to communicate with people. And using are, cell phones are used to communicate with people. So you can see that we have here the verb is used to communicate, and here the verb are used to communicate. It doesn't matter if you're using an infinitive or a gerund, you have to be careful with the verb, okay? So if the noun is singular, you're going to use is. If the noun is plural, you're going to use are. Be careful with cell phones, because here we cannot use the, because we're not talking about a particular cell phone. We're talking about cell phones in general. So in that case, we cannot use the article the here, like in the singular nouns. Now let's see this part. Here, the cell phone is used for communicating with people, and cell phones are used for communicating with people. As I told you before, you can use is or are with the infinitives or the gerunds. The important thing is that when you use an infinitive, okay, like to communicate, the verb has to be simple. But when you're using a gerund, you have to say for the verb with ing. You cannot eliminate the ing when you're using for. Use a gerund. We have to be careful with the spelling rules of the suffix ing. So here I'm going to present you 7 rules for how to write the verbs with ing. Well, that is the gerunds. For most verbs, we only have to add ing. We don't have to make any change. So as you can see here, in tell, you just add ing, telling, no change in tell. From work, we move to working. With catch, we say catching. The second rule, what happens if the verb ends in the letter E? You're gonna drop the E and add ing. For instance, we have come. Here you can see that we dropped the E and add ing. Bake changes to baking, no E, and smile changes to smiling, no E. Third rule, if the verbs end in Y or W, don't worry, you just have to add ing. It's like similar to the first rule. From grow, we make growing. Enjoy, enjoying, bow, bowing, and bury, burying. As you can see, we didn't make any changes. Next rule. The verbs form by consonant, vowel, consonant. We have to be careful. If the verb has only one syllable and is formed by consonant, vowel, consonant, we have to double the last consonant and add ing. Here, win finishes with n, so we doubled the n and wrote ing. In get, we doubled the t and write getting. And with run, we double the n and write running. Then again, if the verbs finish in consonant, vowel, consonant, but the last syllable is stressed, it means that it is pronounced with a higher tone of voice. You're gonna double the last consonant and add ing. So for example, begin. The stress is in gin. So we double the n and write beginning. Permit. The stress is on mit. So we double the t and write permitting. And the last example, we have forget. The stress is on get, so we have to double the t and add ing. But what happens if we have, again, consonant, vowel, consonant, but the last syllable is not stressed, like in visit? The stress is on v, so we just add ing. We don't have to double the consonant. You see, from visit, we have visiting, no double T. Offer, the stress is on O, so we don't double the R. We just say offering. Or open, the stress is on O, so don't double the N and just say opening. And finally, Let's study the last set of rules. What happens with do and go? Nothing big, just add ing. So it changes from do to doing and from go to going. And what happens with the verbs that end in ie? In this case, we have to drop the ie and add ying. For instance, we have die, it finishes in ie. We drop the ie and write ying. The same happens with lie, that changes to lying, and tie, that changes to time. So that'll be all for the expressions used to and used for. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.